From recent news, as we see, we had a big week with Kanye's fall off. He's lost not everything, but he's lost a lot.
I mean, it's close.
$2 billion worth. $2 billion worth.
Yeah.
His Adidas deal. Good Music lost.
Yeah,
with
dropped the
Def
label.
Jam and everything.
Goodwill even stopped selling his Yeezys. They said they're not accepting
Goodwill,
his Yeezys.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
How bad you gotta be for somebody that takes free stuff?
A donation center.
Like,
Yo, imagine going to like a Make-A-Wish kid and he's like, yeah, no, we ain't messing with Kanye.
Like
Yeah, bro, we ain't messing with
you got one wish. What's your one wish? I would like to meet Kanye. Is there anything else? Is there anything else? You got an option B. I think he's busy from us.
He's busy from everybody.
You know
they
what I
got
mean?
no Kanye clause.
That's crazy. Even Gap is removing Yeezy Gap.
But he already wanted to leave Gap, so
yeah.
you know.
And then that's the other thing too, is like some of these places he did want to leave because they was trying to rip off his stuff. So it's like, is it really a downfall?
I mean, it's a downfall for his public perception because now you have to. He lost Adidas. I mean, then what? Yeah, you can do it yourself, but let's be honest, you don't have what Adidas has.
Because they said that the day after he loses the deal with Adidas, he tried to go with the camera crew up to Skechers.
Man, he tried to.
I'm like, man, you tripping?
Yo, my man went to Skechers and got kicked out. Yeah. That's hilarious.
He probably got right to the secretary desk. Like, yeah, you tell him that Kanye's here.
They probably kicked him out because of that stupid outfit he was wearing when he walked in.
He probably came in there with the rain boots.
Bro, he came in there with the rain boots. He had the mask on. Like, hey, did y'all see that picture of him with his new girl or whatever? He looking like Uncle Ruckus.
Yeah, he got a new little slime.
Yeah, he got that.
And this was the official statement. Kanye West, or Ye, whatever, reportedly showed up to Skechers HQ unannounced and was immediately escorted out. Immediately escorted out.
He probably didn't make it through the front. He walked 2 steps.
Just like when a black person go to like a white area and they know they're not supposed to be there, they trying to help them as quick as possible so they can get the fuck out.
That's hilarious though. But I see people they're saying oh, this was like a big ploy for him to get out of his Adidas deal.
Nah.
I'm I feel like they're just giving him too much.
They're giving him a reason on why. I don't think this was a master plan for him getting out. I think it's just one of those things that it happened because he got out of his deal. It's happening in that way. But I don't think he planned to be like, oh, let me go ahead and say this shit so I can get out of my deal real quick. Because he's already been saying shit.
And see, I think, it's interesting we're calling this the price of your opinion. When it came to his opinion, I think that he may have thought that people were going to be in agreement with him as far as the masses.
Yeah.
And where he went wrong at was where he said it at. Like, you say it on a platform that has millions of viewers and stuff, millions of watchers, and yes, you're entitled to your opinion, but your opinion is only valued to the people around you. Yeah. Because all conversations ain't meant for everybody to hear. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's true.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
It's like you can have Jewish friends, that's cool, but not every Jewish person is your friend. So maybe your opinion doesn't align with all Jewish people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think another thing people have to understand, there's freedom of speech. You're free to say whatever you want, but there's still going to be circumstances depending on what you're saying.
Right.
Yeah.
You can walk down the street. You can yell at anybody. What that person going to do to you, that's up to them.
And that's the interesting thing, with the price of your opinion. Your opinion is only your opinion until somebody's backing you.
Yeah.
So it's like, in most cases, especially with these rappers, who's backing you? The Jewish people, the white people. Yeah. They're the people who are in control of that particular industry.
They sign your paychecks.
Right.
Do you think it would have been different if, let's say, we used to call him Kanye? Or I don't care. But do you think it would have been different, if he had the back end of the black community, if he didn't lose that community, and he said what he said with Jewish people, whatever the case may be, do you think we would like look at him in a different way?
So this is where Kanye really messed up with the black community, and I know he came out with an apology yesterday, and it was kind of a little bit. I think he should have had like, what's the person that makes they
PR team?
Yeah, PR team about your apology, because what he said was a little bit left, and I feel like when he made the comment about the slavery was a choice. Now there are black people out there that do agree with what he said, but the majority of black people don't agree with you.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
But not to cut you off, they didn't really like hold him accountable to that, because like maybe the next month after,
he was still doing
it. But see, the only people that could have held him accountable were black people.
Yeah.
And it's like, for us, it's like we don't hold nobody accountable.
Yeah.
Next day or next week or next month.
I mean, shit.
Gucci.
Talking about Jordans, people was mad at Jordan for a while, and then people
for the prisons, right?
Yeah, and then
like,
still buying Jordans. So.
Yeah, like so.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, what? I mean, obviously, I know the difference now is you go after the Jewish community, you're done. Like,
for sure,
you're done.
And that's anybody. That's not just Ye. That's just not a black person. That's literally anybody, and that also is because how their community is ran.
But the only person who escaped it, low-key, was Nick Cannon.
Yeah.
Because you know what? Nick Cannon had the people.
Yeah.
The black people, he didn't turn his back away from the black people. Mm-hmm. So even if what he said was, misguided, he still had the power of the people to be like, we still have your back, and we'll still push with you. Kanye, though, he turned his back away from the black people.
And see, and this is the thing, though, right? Because, we could say this, I guess, because we're black.
Yeah.
But I think what happened is that Ye thought he was no longer, in the white man's eyes, a nigga. He didn't reach ultra instinct nigga status. He didn't reach that level, but to the masses, you're still looked at as a nigga.
I mean, it's like you said, they'll keep you cool when you cool with them, but they still know who you are.
Yeah, like
you're just one of the good ones.
And where we have to really look at as a community is that in most cases, is if you're in corporate America or you're being backed by the whites, like the white mega businesses and stuff, your situation is you're only valued as long as you can do things for them. The moment when you can't do shit, you right to the streets. We can replace you. Like with Ye's position, is more so looked at like, yeah, you have power to say X, Y, and Z because you were making us money. Yeah. But now when you make comments where now we got to sit here and see, because Adidas was the last company to cut them off.
And Adidas is, it's funny when he was saying, this is the clip when he was saying that Adidas would never drop him. The next day they dropped him.
And a lot of people don't understand this. They say I think Adidas is worth like over $20 billion. Yeah. Kanye's not bringing in $20 billion.
Yeah.
Like Kanye, you may be a big piece of the pie, but you're not the biggest piece of the pie.
I think with the thing with, I guess, the Yeezy brand for Adidas, because Adidas, they have the core market, like they have the things that they're going to sell that's going to consistently make them money every year. But obviously with Ye, that's just going to diversify like your income or your audience. What's that, like extra $2 billion, whatever, if that. So again, they're really not going to lose anything, honestly, like you said, financially, but there'll still be a market that they won't be able to tap in if they don't have like a person like Kanye.
I mean, they lose some fan base, but we're looking at a chart. Like
overall,
if I tell you I giving you you're getting 100%, and I'm like I'm just going to take 10% of what you make. Does that really, like, if we're looking at, like he was saying, 50 billion, and you take 10% of my 50 billion,
20 billion. Don't be reaching for now. Don't be reaching.
Yeah.
50 is a lot. It's a lot.
Well, still take 10% of 20 billion. That still ain't going to really like put a hole in my pocket.
And then the thing, this is what, at the end of the day, when people talk about Adidas dropping it, Adidas was not made off of streetwear.
Yeah.
It was made off of working out and sports.
Yeah.
Adidas has always been under Nike. A lot of people don't know that. Like, I mean, yeah, Adidas has its athletes. They have the teams that rep, you know, when they're a part of the jerseys and stuff like that. But they're not Nike.
Yeah.
And you see Nike was okay with dropping Ye.
Yeah.
They don't need them.
No, they didn't need
They don't need
you.
'em.
But
You got
sometimes
too
what
much
happens, is that the level of status that in most cases with our community, you know, our black men, what we achieve, sometimes we can forget, like, we not running the show.
Yeah.
Ye thought he was running the show. When you make a comment on Drink Champs and you like, yo, they can't cancel me. You can't cancel me. You had to kill me.
Should I put that clip on the people?
I mean, go ahead, man.
Let's see.
You gotta probably put the mic closer to the computer or something.
I'm gonna get the audio.
Now what? Now, the thing about it being Adidas is like, I could literally say anti-Semitic shit and they can't drop me. I could say anti-Semitic things and Adidas can't drop me. Now what? Now, the thing about it being Adidas.
And he said that with so much
I know.
chest that it's like, what are you going to do to me? Like, basically egging them to do it.
So,
do you think if he didn't say that comment, they would drop him?
yes.
Because you gotta remember, which I didn't know until like last week. Adidas is a German company. And
Yeah,
their owner
yeah.
used to be a former Nazi.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So if they try, I mean, Germany in general tried their best to stray away from that as much as possible.
Right.
So the fact that he's up here saying that is like, come on, man, you really could
Yeah.
have no choice.
Yeah. So, you know, when we talk about Ye, this is going to be the interesting thing. And I was talking about this in the barbershop this week. The crazy thing, what people not talking about, Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny is on Adidas.
Oh, really?
Look at the reach that Bad Bunny does.
Yeah.
So if they make Bad Bunny the face of Adidas, they're going to make way more because it'll be international
Yeah.
to a whole nother level. We saw what Bad Bunny did in the month of September.
Yeah.
Think about if he on his tour and he got his Adidas there. All different type of colorways, whatever. Everybody buying those.
Yeah.
That's true. But at the same time, though,
That'll be like the new Run DMC.
like,
Except
Yeah.
for he'll
Yeah.
be getting paid for it
Yeah.
in that way.
but with the I mean, obviously he brings like more like the idea. Like someone was saying, like Kanye is the idea guy, but he's bad at being the business guy.
Yeah.
Which is a lot. It's probably like a lot for a lot of creative people, like highly creative people. Like they're good at coming up with the ideas and whatever, but when it comes to the business, it's like you need someone else to like funnel or be in charge of that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I also think the question is like, how much can you be a free thinker? There's a certain aspect, like I'm a free thinker for sure. I think outside the box, but then we also know there's certain parameters that this world lives in that you can't step outside that box. You can still have your thoughts and opinions, but there's a certain track record that stays in where you can't say what you want or can't go against the grain, even if you think the grain is wrong.
And a lot of times what a lot of people don't understand, your image is everything.
Yeah.
Kanye made a comment and now his image got tarnished. Maybe not towards the black people. Well, I mean, I guess we could probably say the black people too.
Yeah.
When it came to the slavery comment. But the Jewish comment, I don't think it really affected black people like that.
No.
Because there are some people that do believe what he said, as far as like we're Israelites too, and boom boom, we can't be anti-Semitic too. Some people do believe that, and then there are other people that don't believe that. However, what happens is that when your opinion is said in front of people that have some type of power, and their image is could also potentially be in jeopardy as well, now your opinion gets questioned.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And in his eyes, what he said, in his eyes, it may be a fact. But in hindsight, all facts are opinions.
Yeah.
But it's just a mass people that believe in the one opinion that makes it a fact.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, you know, we get. Oh, you want to talk more about Ye? Go ahead.
Yeah.
Say your last
Yeah.
close the argument.
I was just I mean, there's two arguments to that. There's one with the companies, like when he was going on those grants that were deemed like anti-black.
Yeah.
I mean, he was not dropped from anything.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah.
But again, like I said, black people didn't really hold him accountable. Like the next week. We was listening to his gospel album. Or whatever. But
he was like,
I know, now what's the picture actually? But like the other thing though, like with these companies, like with Ye, like moving, I don't even know how you move forward from this because you're burning a lot of bridges. And I know you could always say like, oh, he could do it himself, whatever. But can you really?
I mean,
do it? Because you know how much money he would have to put up.
He would have to take time off.
Yeah.
The Houseway interview.
Yeah.
He already tried to do it himself. Like, you can't.
But the thing is, he didn't want to do it in a small scale. He wanted to go big.
Okay, yeah.
Like Sway was telling him, like, okay, you could do it on like a smaller scale and work your way up. I mean, obviously he made a lot of money going to like Adidas and stuff like that. But now you're losing all those relationships. So it's like, what do you do now? You don't have the factories Adidas has. You don't have the material. You don't have the funding, the employees. You don't have any of that.
So check this out. So there's another seller. He goes by Cool Kai. You ever seen him?
Name sounds familiar.
Yeah, so he has a version of Air Jordan 1s.
Okay.
But all he does, none of his shoes are in physical locations unless they're like at a resale shop or something like that. But what he does is that he started from the ground up, and I know there's speculations and stuff about ownership and stuff like that for anybody in the comments. I want to say that, but he started from the ground up. But all he does is that he goes to pop-up. He does pop-up shows.
Okay.
So he'll be at certain places. But this dude will make arguably $200,000+ a day.
Damn.
Just for selling $200+. I think it's like $200+ sneakers, and they're pretty dope. Like I won't lie, like the Cool Kais are pretty dope. Some people will call them the knockoff Jordan 1, but a lot of people buy these shoes.
So does he just remaster the shoe?
It's not a remaster because there's no Nike swoosh. There's like there's like a lightning bolt. Like if you look it up, just type in. You could type in Cool is Kool and then Kiy, I believe. But yeah, so these shoes I think they retail anywhere between $200 to $250. But these shoes also have a resale for $500 to $600,000+. And he has merch, he has shoes, like see look.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
Like a lot of even including celebrities wear those.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, okay.
Oh, damn, I feel like I've seen this.
Yeah.
I definitely seen them before.
So that's the thing that Ye could do, because right there, that's your own brand.
Yeah.
Now he did have some legal problems with Nike and stuff because they tried to say how it was the same thing.
The design can look similar, but at the same time, you're not using
the
likeness of Nike.
But with him, he's found the people in the factories. They make the shoes. They come with these sweet ass boxes and stuff.
Yeah, but that's the problem though. The people in the factories might not want to work with Ye now.
Bro, I doubt it. They're gonna work.
Money.
I think so.
They're agents. Money. These people, like, we don't. That's the thing. Like in a sneaker culture, we know who work in the factories. People on a regular scale don't talk about who works in the factories. Agents work in the factories.
Yeah.
They want money at the end of the day. They don't. And this is the thing. He don't even have to actually be in the factory. He could have somebody else going to sit here and do that work.
Sure.
Go to the factories.
All he needs to do is put his name.
Well, but like
he still has creative control, but he can. If he's smart, he will hire a business person to go out here and talk on his behalf.
Yeah, talk on my behalf.
And that's
it. Honestly, that's what he probably should do. Honestly, because obviously him talking don't work out.
I mean, and then we and that's already been secluded with, or already been thought of when he said it himself with the Twitter situation.
Mm-hmm.
When he was like, I gotta have somebody screen my Twitter for me just to make sure that I don't say anything off the wall, and it still seeps through where he says some crazy ass shit.
Right.